Yup. Let's do this. Let's do it. Oh my god, I'm so sick of this shit. Yup, we're gonna talk about it. I know, trust me, I was sent this link and people were talking about it in other videos to nauseam, so let's just get it right out of the way. Zack Snyder has a brand new piece out there talking about superhero films in general, the direction they've gone in, his thoughts on superheroes, and so much more. And I don't want to go through the entire article, honestly. It was a chore reading the entire thing. The article does come at us from Fiction Horizon, which has the full article there, so if you want to go read it, have at it. But most of it boils down to some of his thoughts that we've heard before. How do you make Superman relevant? Well, Superman is boring. Superman isn't cool. Superman isn't anything up until he's ripping people's heads off, murdering people, and whatever. Batman, not cool unless he feels real gritty and, you know, the whole prison thing. He's talked about that before. We all know about it. Whatever. Moving on from all that, he talks about how he perceives superheroes and how, and I am not lying, I'm going to read this quote right here. He said, and I quote, "Superheroes have sexual anxiety. They're all agoraphobic and incestuous and insane and addicted to violence." End quote. Now, I do want to preface something here, which a lot of people are skipping over to just try to dogpile on Snyder. He was specifically asked about Watchmen, and then he gave this quote. Because the full quote is, "Watchmen to me is the ultimate deconstruction comic book. Superheroes have sexual anxiety. They're all agoraphobic and incestuous and insane and addicted to violence." End quote. Agoraphobic and incestuous and insane and addicted to violence. End quote. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, he generalizes all superheroes, but he starts by talking about Watchmen like this. And if you read the full thing, you get the sense that this is what he's talking about, but also at a broader level, he's talking about the entire comic book world. Because later on in this article, he talks about how there's Batman and there's Gotham City. And you need to take these characters into these worlds and put them into a world that feels real. And if you don't do that, he doesn't really like it. And you got to view this world through the prism of the grittiness and, well, you know, what it offers to you. And how that there's plenty of comic book heroes and characters that were written by people like Alan Moore, for example, where he looks at them and he looks at the mythology and then he tries to evolve it and put some of his own spin on it. And again, there's just a lot here. Honestly, I don't know what I can say. I get what he's trying to say in the context of Watchmen, sort of, but not really, because he kind of missed the point of Watchmen, like his film did, especially, like, you know, the core aspect of Watchmen, which then took the HBO Max series, or HBO series, to kind of, I guess, flesh out what Watchmen is all about, even though it's like a sequel to the movie and the comic, more so the comic, but still, it's a very weird scenario, and honestly, I don't know what I can add to this. We've known for a while that Zack Snyder perceives a superhero like Superman to be useless and dumb. Just go back to the old San Diego Comic-Con interviews, where he literally laughs at the idea of Superman, and he laughs at the idea of Marvel characters being good guys because he doesn't perceive comic book heroes as good guys. And again, he always pulls the mythology card and talking about, you know, comparing various superheroes to Jesus and crucifixion and Catholicism and all that. You know, stuff that doesn't even belong with some of these characters, but it's shoehorned in there. I got nothing to say outside of, like, I'm glad he's gone from Superman and DC.